Now, starting January 1, 2023, the national daily minimum wage will now be 14 cedis 88 pesos from the previous 13 cedis 53 pesos. The National Tripartite Committee concluded negotiations on the determination of the 2023 national daily minimum wage at a meeting held on Wednesday, 16th November 2022 in Accra. The committee, in determining the 2023 national daily minimum wage, took into account the current economic challenges, cost of living, sustainability of businesses, and desirability of attaining a higher level of employment, as well as the need for rapid restoration of macroeconomic stability. Now, according to the statement released a while ago, they cite several reasons as to why that should be the case. We'll bring you the statement shortly for you to know the details as therein in that particular statement. But in the meantime, Isaac Kofi Ejay, who is a research analyst with our research desk here, a data analyst with our research desk here at Joy News, is with me in studio to give us a breakdown of what it is. Kofi, in CD terms, what does the 10% upward adjustment mean?
Well, so it simply means we are moving from a minimum wage of 13 cedis, some 53 pesos, to now 14 cedis, 80 pesos. It means in CD terms, we are adding 1 cedi, 53 pesos to the previous minimum wage that we had. But the interesting thing is that, Brace, if you convert this minimum wage that we're talking about to dollars, you realize that the situation is dire if you compare to dollars. So if you convert 14 cedis, 88 pesos, if I'm being diplomatic and using the Bank of Ghana, exchange rate of $1 to 13 cedis, then it means that your minimum wage will be somewhere $1 and then $1.13. But if you look at the world poverty line, it means that if you really want to calculate the number of people who are poor, they shouldn't earn, their minimum wage should not fall below 2 cedis, $2.15. But if you look at our minimum wage, just because of the current exchange rate situation we are having, it simply means that minimum wage will currently be, somewhere a little above, $1.13. It means a lot of Ghanaians will be below the poverty line of, $2.15.
Now, in terms of trend, how is the analysis looking like in terms of the daily minimum wage increment?
Well, if you look at the data, actually, you can see that we've been adding some percentages to our minimum wage. And this time around, workers aren't going to enjoy just minimum wage, but they will also enjoy COLA of 15%. So the COLA that was implemented at the beginning of the year will be extended next year. So it means you have your minimum wage increase and then you also enjoy a 15% COLA. But Brace, if you look at the trend, I think the last time that minimum wage went up by some 10% was 2019, where minimum wage went up by 10.88%. It's been declining. The next time that the next time that it was actually increased was somewhere around 7.9, then to 5 point something. But now we are seeing the 10% increment coming back again. But there are concerns that if you look at producer price index, it's now around 65.2%. So whilst you are considering consumers or whilst you are considering workers, you should be considering producers because their cost of production has actually now increased. So it means cost of production, one element of it is wages. It means if your wages increase, cost of production is actually going to increase. So how are producers going to accept this new minimum wage, and how little is this for consumers as well?
All right, okay, I'm grateful to you. But let's share with you the full statement as was released a while ago and get you the details. It says the committee concluded as follows, that one, an increase in the national daily minimum wage by 10% over the 2022 national daily minimum wage, which translates into 14 cedis, 88 pesos, and two, a cost of living allowance of 15% over the 2023 national daily minimum wage. The effective date for the implementation of the 2023 national daily minimum wage shall be 1st January 2023. Now, all establishment, institutions, organizations whose daily minimum wages are below the new rate should adjust accordingly effective 1st January 2023. All establishment or any establishment, institution or organization that flout the 2023 national daily minimum wage shall be sanctioned in accordance with the law. Now, the National Tripartite Committee recommends that the 2023 national daily minimum wage should be tax exempt. Well, so that says the statement there. But we've been joined on the phone by the Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Bright Reko Brope. Thank you so much, sir, for agreeing to join us. Now, how did the committee arrive at this conclusion, taking into consideration the cost of living now, fuel prices and all of that?
Well, good evening to you and good evening to cherished viewers on your network. This is something that is done by the tripartite. And as you clearly indicate, it's a committee made up of employers, made up of labor, organized labor, and government. So we went into conclave and had, back-to-back discussions, especially this year being a very hard year, as you all know. It was difficult taking it, but in the end, we had a truce in the spirit of tripartism. So what happened is a result of very healthy engagement between the three parties, and at the end of the day, we decided on what we came up with. This year particularly, as you can see, is different from all others that I have at least witnessed since I came to the ministry. This year is the only year that we anticipate some level of, the hardships that we are going through. We anticipate that, well, if this is not ending anytime soon in the next 1 or 2, 3 months, then we are saying that as a committee, we recommend and we concluded on it that a COLA of 15% be added to what we increased from this year's 2022 minimum wage, add a COLA of 15% to that for the very barest minimum wage earners.
And I guess this cuts across. What's the plan to ensure the enforcement of this national daily minimum wage? I'm asking this because we are aware of some employers not following exactly what the National Tripartite Committee put out there.
Well, the beautiful thing with this is that you could see on the table that these three parties coming together, the forth and back was not for nothing. At the end of the day, the result is so much owned by the three parties. And they really considered lots of things, i.e. cost of production, and labor also considered the fact that things are generally tough, the transport fares and all that. And therefore, coming to a consensus means that there was no imposition on any one party. And we are sure that this will be respected.
All right. I'm grateful that you could join us with these explanations. That's Deputy Minister for Labour and Employment Relations, Bright Reko Brope.